Hello everyone and welcome to the February TBR Catwalk TBR game. So this is the last of this season that I will be using this because it goes from January or December, January, and February. This is the winter board. I have yet to start working on my spring board, but I will and get that ready for March. So yeah, so let's go ahead and just delve right in. A couple of things. I'm just going to do the best I can. So again, this just doesn't matter if I end up with 30 books on this. It doesn't matter. This takes, I have over 1,000 unread books. So this takes being overwhelmed with over 1,000 selections down to 30 selections to choose for the month. I do not punish myself for not completing a monthly TBR, but I do get punishments in the game. So that's how it can go from 5 books to 10 books to etc. and just kind of keep going. So let's go ahead and just delve on in. So this stack of books are for readathons that are taking place in February. Now there are some, like the Start and Stop Buddy Read on Allison Pages. She put out a video to where we can suggest a book, but we don't know what it's going to be. There's a smut one that I'm waiting for the announcement for, so there's still a couple more books, so this stack will get bigger, but these are the books for February. This one started in January, but it's a 2-month reading thing. I have not picked it up yet. So January and February is Jade City by Fonda Lee. For one of the book clubs is a Patreon book club for Lexi from Alexandra Rosalind. And the selection for February is Assistant to the Villain by Nicole Maehrer. And then, and now from here on out, I don't remember most of what these are for. So another book club is Sula by Toni Morrison. The House of Cotton by Monica Brashears. And I do have some books on pre-order that will come out, so I'm still waiting for those books to arrive. So again, this stack will get bigger. The nonfiction selection for February is Counting the Cost by Jill Duggar. I never watched, I know there's a reality show that featured the Duggar family. I never watched it, but I still want to read the book, whatever. And then another book club is The Jasmine Thorn by Tasha Suri. And then the book for Autism Reads for the young adult selection for February is 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. So we'll see how this goes and what I can get on and stuff. So I still have to haul 4 of these books. So these will be in a book haul. So spoiler, you're seeing 4 books for the haul. Yeah, so let's go ahead and at this point now get into the rolls so I can try to figure out what books I will be reading for the month of February, the last month of winter. All right, we need to find out where I'm going to be starting. There are 30 spots, so I'm going to change the max number to 30. All right, and let's figure out... I don't want to sign in. What? Okay, there we go. Now... let's figure out what spot I'll be starting on. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. There. Is it doing it? Okay. Now let's do it, because I don't know what I was doing. All right, so right now it's showing number 11. It was showing 3 before, but we're going to do it again just because I don't know what I was doing. There we go. Starting on space number 9. Okay, so last time we did this purple black cat magnet, and so I'm just going to move this, and now it's a green one. Just, yep. All right, space number 9 is right here. Again, we start off with 5 rolls, but that can easily increase. So prompt number 1, or I start off trying to get 5 prompts. Okay, I've got a 3 and a 1, so I'm moving 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, chocolates. All right, now this is spot number box number 13. So I'm just going to show you, I'm marking it. That is the first tally for number 13. As far as chocolates goes, let's see. So it's the box of chocolates. This is the first tally for that. Oops, I shifted the board, which is this last one here, and it's the first tally here. And this is to read a book that has some sort of food on the cover. Okay, next is to pick the color. So, all right, give a little shuffle. All right. Oh, Pirate Black. So food on the cover, and it needs to have a black on the cover. Black is a fairly common color on a lot of books, so I think this one will be pretty easy. And this is color number 194305. I just get as close as I can. Unless I think it's like way too different, then I'll kind of separate things or do whatever I need to do, but try to get this on the cover too. All right, roll number 1 that I landed on was box of chocolates. This is to read a book that has food on the cover. And the color that I drew for that is this one, which is number 19-403, which is Pirate Black. I did find a book that fits both of these. I'm going with Assistant to the Villain by Nicole Maehrer. So there is an apple and a bunch of apples here. And then the black, there's a crow or a raven down here. So this is definitely fits both prompts. Assistant wanted. Notorious high-ranking villain seeks loyal, level-headed assistant for unspecified office duties, supporting staff for random mayhem and terror, and other dark things in general. Discretion a must. Excellent benefits. With ailing family to support, Evie Sage's employment status isn't just important, it's vital. So when a mishap with Renandan's most infamous villain results in a job offer, naturally she says yes. No job is perfect, of course, but even less so when you develop a teeny crush on your terrifying, temperamental, and undeniably hot boss. Don't find evil so attractive, Evie. But just when she's getting used to the severed heads suspended from the ceiling and the odd squish of an errant eyeball beneath her heel, Evie suspects this dungeon has a huge rat, and not just the literal kind, because something rotten is growing in the kingdom of Renandan, and someone wants to take the villain and his entire nefarious empire out. Now Evie must not only resist drooling over her boss, but also figure out exactly who is sabotaging his work and ensure he makes them pay. After all, a good job is hard to find. So, yeah. All right. Oh, that's kind of in the way. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Prompt number 2. Okay, we got 9. So a 6 and a 3. So moving 9 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. New Year. That is space number 22. New Year is a book that is part of a series. So, and that's the second tally on that. And again, that is space number 22. And that is the first time landing on that number square. So, tally there. I think my thinking for that was just that each year just life continues. So continuing a series or starting a new series, whatever the case may be. All right, the color that needs to go with that. One for dark covers so far. So this is number 5125. It's kind of a plum purple. Yep, okay. Roll number 2 was New Year. This is to read a book that is a series, could be the first in the series, could be a novella, like a prequel. I don't care, as long as it is part of a series, that is what I'm going with. And the color that I drew for this is a kind of a plummy purple, and it's number 5125. The book that fits both the prompt and the color, I'm on a roll. Granted, I'm only 2 books in, but is 4 Charming Spells by Lynn Cahoon. There, let me turn off the light. Right here on the table are some it's some kind of food, like biscuits or cinnamon rolls or something that the cat is batting at. And as you can see, there's a lot of purple on this, and especially up here, these canisters are purple, and this like pretty well matches. Let's see if you can see it better there. So with the purple, there you go. So this fits both, and I am excited to continue on with this series. 4 Charming Spells. This is book number 4 in the Kitchen Witch Mystery Series by Lynn Cahoon. Before Mia Malone can sip tea at Time for a Cuppa, the charming new shop in Magic Springs, Idaho, her life changes course in downright supernatural ways. First, her blossoming catering business and cooking school get a boost with the addition of an enchanting cake decorator. Then she catches the attention of the tea shop owner herself, local coven member Mahogany Medford, who's set on immersing Mia in a twisted mystery that appears all but unsolvable without a special kind of help. Still reeling from the recent loss of her mother and believing there was more to the abrupt death, Mahogany urges Mia to cast light on the truth. But old secrets might come back to haunt her in an investigation that demands conjuring up phantoms from the past on the property of Mia's morsels. Now, wearing Gran's protective stone and empowered by a circle of trusted confidants, Mia must reveal who or what killed Miss Medford as another deadly surprise brews. And this is a cozy mystery series, and this is a fun series. All right, going for prompt number 3. Doing good so far. And we got a double. So this means instead of going for 5 prompts, it's going for 6 because I think it's called Snake Eyes, where it's 2 ones. So moving 2 spots, it is a double. So we're starting off with 6 prompts to get. So 2 spots, 1, 2, that is Hot Cocoa, space number 24. All right, space number 24. And again, these tallies roll over from seasonal board to seasonal board because all the seasonal boards will have 30 squares. And then Hot Cocoa is right here, and that is a cozy book, and it's the first time with that prompt. I think my thinking for that was because hot chocolate or hot cocoa kind of warms you up and makes you feel nice and cozy. And so why not read a cozy book? Does not mean it has to be a cozy mystery, just whatever I find to be cozy. Could be a nostalgic read, could be a cozy mystery, who knows. All right, going for dark colors. All right, so Deep Cobalt, which I think is supposed to be a blue, but it's kind of a purpley blue. So number 193935. So cozy book that hopefully has this color on there. All right, roll number 3. I ended up with a double on this one, so instead of rolling for 5 prompts, I'm rolling for 6 prompts now. So this one I landed on Cocoa, and this is to read a cozy book. And the color that I drew for that one is this Deep Cobalt Blue, which is 19-3935. It's kind of a bluey purple. It looks more purple in the light, but without the light, it looks more kind of like a deep blue. Anyway, I did find a book that fits both of these, and this one is one that I just hauled. I just read the first series in January, the first book in this series in January, so in this month when I'm filming this, and I already had to get the second book, and now I'm excited to read book number 2 in February. Hopefully I'll get to it, but this one is The House Witch 2 by Delemhach. And that's that. Cozy, this is like a cozy fantasy type mystery book. So definitely has the cozy vibes. I definitely feel cozy in this world. I love it. And yeah, and as far as this color goes, yeah, as you can see, it's pretty spot on. And here up in the shading in the color amongst where the storm is a Bruin. So this fits. And so I'm going to stick this card in here. As a wielder of domestic magic, Finley Eshowen likes to keep his affairs as neat and orderly as his kitchen. But between his work for the King and Queen of Daxaria and a new secret relationship with Lady Annika Genure, his life is anything but tidy. For one thing, if Annika and Finn are to continue their romance, they'll need to sort out the pesky issue of Finn's being a commoner before Annika is forced into a political marriage that interferes with her own carefully laid plans. For another, pressure is mounting as the war with Triobach, draws ever closer. When Finn requests time away from the castle to rest, the king agrees, but under a very particular condition. Finn must brave the streets of Ostis as a spy, sleuthing out the plans of the Travakian troops allegedly hidden there. Further complicating things, Finn's estranged father is on his way to Dexaria, an unexpected and unappreciated arrival that's bound to wreak even more havoc on his son's life. As Finn forges new friendships and alliances, magical and non-magical alike, he becomes even more enmeshed in courtly intrigues, old feuds, and very personal problems. And the more he tries to clean up the various messes in his life, the more apparent it becomes that his troubles are only just beginning. In book 1, we did get like 2 chapters where the perspective switched from Finn to his cat Kraken, and Kraken is on this cover again. So I hope we get some more POVs from Kraken. All right, roll number 4. Okay, prompt number 4. Got 4, so a 3 and a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this is a double prompt because it's the second time getting this prompt. So that means we're adding on another roll. So, because it's the same prompt twice per game. Now this is square, where's the pen I'm using for this? Number 28. Okay, so square number 28 is just right up here. Box of chocolates. So again, this is a book that needs food on the cover. I've got to find it. There, oh, it's the last one here. Okay. So we're going for 7 prompts instead of 6 now. All right. And let's figure out the next color. Am I going to get something light or another dark color? All right, color number 4. Oh, we got a light one. So this is number 9180, kind of a pale peachy yellow cream. Yeah. And as you can see from roll number 5, I ended up getting a prompt doubled, a double time prompt. Landed on box of chocolates again. So now instead of being up to 6 prompts I'm shooting for, it's now 7. So for this one, I landed on box of chocolates again. So this is to read a book that has food on the cover. And the color that I drew for that is this, it's kind of a cream color, and it's 9180. And I found a book that fits both prompts. And for this one, I am going with Recipe for a Charmed Life by Rachel Linden. This was a pre-order that I did. I just got this one in January. I have yet to haul this, so this will be in an upcoming haul as well. So it says, American chef Georgia May Jackson has one goal: to run her own restaurant in Paris. After a grueling decade working in Parisian kitchens, she is on the cusp of success. But in one disastrous night, Georgia loses her sous chef position, her French boyfriend, and her sense of taste. Renowned for her refined palate and daring use of bold flavors to create remarkable dishes, Georgia is devastated to discover her culinary gift has simply vanished. When she receives a surprising invitation from her estranged mother, Georgia flees to a small island near Seattle, hoping the visit will help her regain her sparkle in the kitchen. As she tentatively reconnects with her mom, a free-spirited hippie eager to make up for past mistakes, Georgia realizes there is something about the enigmatic island she just cannot piece together. Good luck charms start appearing in the oddest places. Her neighbor is a putzingly antagonistic and annoyingly handsome oyster farmer. I almost said Oster. Oyster farmer. And her mom keeps hinting at a mysterious family legacy. With the clock ticking and time running out to win her dream job in Paris, Georgia begins to unravel some astonishing secrets that make her wonder if the true recipe for a charmed life might look and taste very different than she ever imagined. This cover, or this color, is on the cover in, like, there's this box here on just how the light hits it, so in the shading. And as far as the food goes, let's see, there's a croissant, there's a, I'm blanking on the name, I don't know, there's a little food there. and then that, and I saw it and I knew what it was, and now I'm like, macaroon, however the heck you say it. So food on the cover and the color is there. So, all right, for trying to figure prompt number 5. So moving 10 spots because I got a 6 and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Goal setting. I think this is a random word. All right, goal setting. Yes, this is a random word generator. And this was spot number 8. And if I get 5 tallies, then it's adding 1 on, but so far I'm pretty safe. All right, so I'm going to pull up, let's turn this off so it's easier to see the phone screen. All right, random generators, random word, okay. It's loading. I can see that blue bar going across the screen real slow, come on. There it goes. Okay, so the word that came up is wealth, but we are going to generate a different word. Mail? Okay. Something with letters, or maybe it has a letter or something on the cover, so something that has to do with mail. M-A-I-L, not the gender, like the XY chromosome or anything like that, but mail. Email. Although this one specifically mail, so I'm thinking kind of like snail mail type of a thing. And there is a book that does come to my mind that has like an envelope that you would send in the mail. And I think it's by Christina Lauren, if I remember right. But I don't know if this color's on there. I think it's mostly pink. So this color that I need to find is number 535 and have this associated with mail in some way. So 535. All right, number 5 was, as you can see, goal setting. This is to read a book that has to do with a random word. And as you can recall from the random word that was generated, which was mail. So how I got this one to fit is mail on the cover. And you'll also see that with, and it's M-A-I-L, so actual letters, correspondence, not a gender type of a thing. I'm going with Authentically Izzy. There's letters here, envelopes on the cover. So that's the mail. And the synopsis, you'll actually see there is a correspondence between her and someone overseas, so they mail each other. Dear reader, my name is Isabel Louisa Edgewood, Izzy for short. I live by blue-tinted mountains where I find contentment in fresh air and books. Oh, and coffee and tea, of course. And occasionally in being accosted by the love of my family. You'll understand my verb choice in the phrase later. I dream of opening my own bookstore, but my life, particularly my romantic history, has not been the stuff of fairy tales, which is probably why my pregnant, misled matchmaking cousin, who really is more like my sister, signed me up for an online dating community. The trouble is, it worked. I've met my book-quoting Mr. Right, and our correspondence has almost been too good to be true, but Brody lives across an ocean. And just the other day, a perfectly nice author and professor named Eli came into the library where I work and asked me out for a coffee. I feel a rom-com movie with a foreboding disaster nipping at my heels, but I've played it safe for a long time. Maybe it's time for me to be as brave as my favorite literary heroines. Maybe it's time to take the adventures from the page to real life. Wish me luck, Authentically Izzy. So this sounds real cute. And the color that I drew for that, as you can see, yeah, I drew this. Obviously I had to split it up because this color was not on Authentically Izzy, and this is number 535, so it's kind of a purpley color. I'm going with The Whole Cat and Caboodle by Sofie Ryan. This is book number 1 in a Second Chance Cat mystery series. This color, I found it particularly in the flooring, shading of the flooring right there in the window. So going with that one. So we'll be starting another series. Sarah Grayson is the happy proprietor of Second Chance, a charming shop in the oceanfront town of North Harbor, Maine. At the shop, she sells used items that she has lovingly refurbished and repurposed. But her favorite pet project so far has been adopting a stray cat she names Elvis. Elvis has 9 lives, and then some. The big black cat with the scar across his nose turned up at a local bar when the band was playing the King of Rock and Roll's music, and he hopped into Sarah's truck. Since then, he's been her constant companion and the furry favorite of everyone who comes into the store. But when Sarah's elderly friend Maddie is found with the body of a dead man in her garden, the kindly old lady becomes the prime suspect in the murder. Even Sarah's old high school flame investigator Nick Elliott seems convinced that Maddie was up to no good. So it's up to Sarah and Elvis to clear her friend's name and make sure the real murderer doesn't get a second chance. So there we go. The whole cat and caboodle. Okay, so because of the double roll, we're on prompt number 6. All right, removing 9 spaces with a 6 and a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Christmas lights. Not remembering what this one's supposed to be. So, Christmas lights. This is square number 17. We've already got 2 tallies on number 17. This takes that to 3, so we're still good. Christmas lights. Is this a light source on the cover? Yes. So this is the second time with this particular prompt, a light source on the cover. Oh, sorry, and that was right here. Okay. And the color to go with that. Kind of an orange. Tiger Lily is the name, and it's number 171456. Roll number 6 was Christmas lights, and this is to read a book that has a light source on the cover, and the color that I drew for that is number 171456, which is Tiger Lily. And I'm going with another cozy mystery, and this one is The Christie Curse by Victoria Abbott. This is book number 1 in a book collector mystery series. So, light source on the cover. There's a lamp right there, so there's the source of light. As far as the color, there's an orange cocoa or coffee mug right there, and it matches, so I'm going with that. So, that matches. Jordan Bingham needs a new job and a new place to live. She's back in Harrison Falls, New York, living with her not-so-law-abiding uncles in debt thanks to a credit card-stealing ex and pending grad school loans. Enter the perfect job, a research position that includes room and board, which will allow her to spend her days hunting down rare mysteries for an avid book collector. There's just one problem. Her employer, Vera Van Alst, the most hated citizen of Harrison Falls. Jordan's first assignment is to track down a rumored Agatha Christie play. It seems easy enough, but Jordan soon finds out that her predecessor was killed while looking for it, and there is still someone out there willing to murder to keep the play out of Vera's hands. Jordan's new job is good, but is it worth her life? No job is worth losing your life, in my opinion, but take care of yourselves at your jobs. Okay, now it could be the last roll. I'm surprised with this board. I haven't gotten the TV yet, which is fine. That was just to go to a different booktubers game, and I have to do that, but that's in addition to all of my standard rolls, so. Okay, so 10 spots with a 6 and a 4. Did I just jinx myself? I hope not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I did. I jinxed myself. Okay. Okay, this one's a little different. Okay. I have a paper here that I'm writing all this down so I can go pick my books, because I get the prompts and then I go pick my books. And then I come back and kind of splice things. So, show love. All right, now this is square number 27. Oh wait, show love. Yes, so this is a booktubers TBR game. I am filming this fairly early in January, so it may be based off of their January game or older if they haven't posted one for January yet. And then this is square number 27. I know it's the first time on this season's board, and it's the first tally for number 27 anyway, so, okay. All right, So I can't do the colors yet because I am going to watch a TBR game, write down the prompts I get, pick the colors to go with their prompts, and that. So I can't do any of the colors yet until I know their prompts, and we'll pick a TBR. All right, will this be the final prompt that I'm rolling for? So roll number 7. Okay, not a double, so we're moving 11 spots with a 6 and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Goal setting. This is not the last prompt I'm rolling for. So I'm adding 2 more prompts. So I'm up to 9 of my basic. This does not include the TBR ones, because it's the second time with this prompt, and it's the second time. This is a double whammy because it's the second time landing on square 8 in one round. So 2 extra. So instead of 7 prompts from my game, we're now up to 9. So we started with 5, we're up to 9. See, this can go quite a bit. All right. Let's do, I think I still have the random word pulled up. Yep. Okay. So the last random word we got was male. So, and now it's closed. Series is finished. Has a store where they have open and closure hours. I don't know. I'll figure that one out. Okay, and the color to go with the random word closed is this kind of peachy color, number 9241. So I got to try to find something there. All right, prompt number 7, which would have been my last one, but we landed on the prompt for the second time and the same square. So an extra prompt for landing on the same double, like a double prompt situation, and plus rolling for an extra prompt due to it being the double square situation. So now we're up to 9 prompts. Anyway. So for this one, I ended up on goal setting. So this is another random word. As you can see from the random word generator, we got the word closed. So this one took a little kind of thinking. And the color that I drew for this one was number 9241, which is kind of a peachy color, which you can't see there. But this book will work for both the prompt and the color, in my opinion. I'm going to go with Seances Are for Suckers by Tamara Berry. This one I got from a book sale, library book sale. And as far as the color, it's in the skin tones, the lighting of the skin tones there. And as far as the closed, when you're doing something with the Ouija board, which was what they have here, you have to say goodbye, so you have to close your session. It's not always ongoing, so that's how I'm making that count. So fight me on that if you disagree, but I say it counts. Ellie has an ailing sister to care for, and working as a ghost hunter who doesn't believe in ghosts helps cover the bills for both of them. When she's lucky, it also pays for the occasional tropical vacation. Her brother doesn't exactly approve, but Ellie figures she's providing a service. On her latest job, though, she may be in for some genuine scares. The skeptical, reserved, and very rich Nicholas Hartford III has flown her all the way to his family's ancestral estate in England, supposedly haunted by a phantom named Xavier. Nicholas thinks it's all just as much a crock as Ellie's business is, but the fact remains that something is causing the flashing light of mysterious accidents. Is causing the flashes of light, mysterious accidents, and other apparent pranks in the chilly, eerie castle. His mother is sure that Xavier is real, and he's willing to employ Ellie if he can get to the bottom of it and put a stop to the nonsense. While the food and accommodations are somewhat disappointing, dorm room furniture, really? Ellie is finding it an adventure to get to know this eccentric family and their house guests, and to poke around in the nearby village for clues. But when an actual dead body appears and subsequently disappears at Castle Hartford, she'll have to apply her talent for trickery and psychological insight to solve a flesh and blood murder. And I think this is a cozy mystery. This is an Eleanor Wilde mystery series, and this is book number 1 in that series. So, continuing on, trying to get prompt number 8 now. Thanks to that goal setting one. All right, so moving 4 spots, a 3 and a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Criminally. Okay. All right, so we're going off of 2 BookTube TBR games now. So let's go again for roll number 8. I really jinxed myself with that one, didn't I? Okay, moving 8 spots with a 5 and a 3. Thankfully not a double. Knock on frickin' wood. All right, 8 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Caroling. Okay, this is, I think, is a random song. All right, so we're on square number 20. That's the first time landing on that square. Caroling. All right, yes, so a random, where'd it go? Caroling, random song. So let's pull up the random song generator. I'm not gonna play it because I don't wanna get copyright issues. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't want, so I won't play the song. But I will put the song title and the author in the description box. So random song generator. Top songs of, so random song generator, I'm just gonna do all songs. Okay. And it is Thinkin About You. So it's right here. Frank Ocean, Thinkin' About You, I think is what it's called. So I'll listen to that and then pick a book on that. Okay, and the color to go with the random song. I'm hoping I only have the one more roll left. Okay. Violet Ice. So this is a very, very pale purple. And this is number 15-2706. Roll number 8, Caroling. So this was a random song generator. The song that was generated, which I'm not going to play because I don't want any issues with copyright or anything like that, just in case. But I will put the, if there is a video on YouTube, I will link it in the description box for the song so that you can listen to it. But the song that came up is Thinkin' About You by Frank Ocean. I did listen to this and it gives me very much romance vibes. So I'm going with a romance book. The color that I selected for this one or drew was Violet Ice, and it is number 15-2706. I have a book that fits both of these, and I'm going with Second Chance Vacation by Nicole Ryan. As far as this color goes, it's in her belt. I don't know how well you're going to see that because it's just that small little strip there, but her belt matches that color, so that's what I'm going with. A house on the French Riviera, 3 weeks stuck with her ex-boyfriend with no escape. Memories, and memories you're thinking, so memories that refused to go away and anger that was never resolved. Genevieve Bennett thought Jackson Thatcher Miles was a thing of her past. In the 9 years since their breakup, she has successfully managed to avoid him at all costs. Despite her efforts, when her friends organize a trip to St. Tropez with the intent to play matchmaker, Jen's past comes back with a vengeance. When a booking error leaves them sharing close quarters, Jen is forced to use all her efforts to keep him at arm's length. Jackson, however, is dead set on the opposite. With every new advance Jackson makes, Jen takes a step back. The question is, what is she supposed to do with her back against the wall when her back is against the wall with Jackson towering over her? Stolen kisses lead to more and old wounds are ripped open. Are they finally going to get their happy ending, or will old reservations leave them worse off than before? So, yeah, I listened to that song by Frank Ocean, Thinking About You, and it definitely gives me romance vibes. So that is a romance book. So we're good. Okay, so I'm hoping that this is the last roll. Okay, fingers freaking crossed. Okay, not a double. Okay, 6 and a 4, so 10 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not a double square, not a double prompt. We're good. I landed on this, which this is kind of a harder score to see, but it's basically supposed to be a bouquet of flowers. So Yes. Okay, so Bouquet of Flowers is to read a book that has a flower or flowers on the cover, and that's only the second time getting this prompt overall, and this is the final rule for this game. Oh, and I've got to mark the square, and I think this is the first time landing on that one, which is square number 30. Yep. So first time landing on square number 30, so there's the first tally for that. Now to draw the last color, random color for my prompts that I got from my board game. All right, the color to go with flower on the cover, most dark covers, I think, so numbers, colors. So 7720, which is kind of this foresty green. So 7720. And finally, the last prompt that I landed on, no additional prompts to roll for. I landed on bouquet. This is a bouquet of flowers, so I'm going with at least one flower, if not more, on the cover. And the color that I drew for that is this kind of a pine green, which is 7720. I do have a book that fits both of these. Flowers, as you can see, flowers along here. And then there's also in the leaves up at the top here, this green does appear to be in there. So I'm going with this book, which is Once Upon an Island by Sarah Reddy. Fun-loving Isla Waterstone loves her laid-back life on Mariposa Island. She has everything she could ever want. A great job as a journalist for the local paper, amazing friends, and pink sand beaches with stunning tropical sunsets. The only problem with any tropical island, there are more sea turtles than single men. So when British billionaire Declan Fox and his aristocratic friend arrives, Isla's friends know this can mean only one thing: marriage. After all, it's a truth universally acknowledged. When a single billionaire travels to a tropical island, he must be in want of a wife. So this gives me, I think it's Pride and Prejudice retelling vibes. But Isla isn't convinced, especially because Declan is the most rude, arrogant, prideful man she's ever met. Or is he? From tropical Mariposa to England and back again, this playful summer rom-com finds that most first impressions don't always tell the whole story. So yeah. So these are the prompts for these are the books for the prompts on my TBR game. So I had 9 prompts I was going for. And I know there was 1 or 2 that I had to separate the color from the prompt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think only 1 I really separated it. But so yeah, so 10 books for my TBR game for the actual squares on my TBR board game. So have you read any of these ones? Have you read from any of these authors? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, so we got Show Love, and so now I have in my jar here a bunch of booktubers that have TBR games. You have food. I love you. Ophelia's watching me. All right, so the booktuber that I'll be placing these, prompts off of is Chelsea from Chelsea's Zhao. I'm sorry I said that wrong, but her game is To Be Rolled, and she does this with her little boy. It is so fun to watch. Let me get there you go. So now you can see I'm not cheating or anything. This is who I pulled. So she plays this with her little boy, and oh my gosh, this game is so fun to watch. So I need to watch her most recent To Be Rolled. I think it's going to be her January game. In fact, let me look. All right, let me go to YouTube, minimize the video I'm kind of trying to watch right now. Chelsea. Yes, so her January game is up, so I will watch that. Actually, I haven't watched it yet, so this will be brand new yet. I just haven't had time to watch it yet. So I will watch, see what she rolled, and then I will pick prompts from whatever, or I'll take the prompts that she gets, and I'll find books, and then I'm also going to have to draw these. So I'm going to watch it, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you how many prompts, what the prompts are, and I'll draw the colors for the prompts. So I will be back. Okay, so I have watched Chelsea's January TBR To Be Rolled video with her son. This was a fun, video to watch. So I have these colors here, and I went ahead and picked books. Now we're going to draw the colors, see if I can get the color to go with the books. If not, then it's adding additional books, because then I'll have to find the books. I'll explain that more as we go along. It will make sense. This just makes life a little easier for me. So we're going to do this, but I am giving this a quick shuffle. So roll number 1. When they rolled, Chelsea and her son played the game. When they played, the first prompt that came up was red. And the colors have cards that give the prompts for what the book that she needs to base it off of. So for red, her son pulled the card that was drew was his name, and so he got to pick a book for Chelsea, who was his mom. So I don't have a child, so I went with mom pick. So I picked 3 books off of my shelf. I picked Mystery at Maplemead Castle, which is like a cozy mystery, more so mystery, but it does give cozy mystery vibes because the language is definitely rougher, at least in the first one. And this is book number 2 in the Chapelwick Mystery series by Kitty French. The second one I showed her was a Fear Street book, The Sleepwalker by RL Stine, and a YA romance, We Can't Keep Meeting Like This by Rachel Lynn Solomon. So out of these 3 books, my mom picked this one, Mystery at Maplemead Castle. So now I know the book. Let me draw a color and see if the color is on this. Fingers crossed that it is. So I'm putting the book down, got the colors, do another quick shuffle. Oh crap. Wait, oh, I think this might work. Okay, so this is color number 9044. And yes, this works. Okay, so as you can see, there's a cake on a blue cake stand thing. So this is in the color of the glass. You can really see it at the bottom here, but yes, this is in the cake stand. Yay. All right, so this works. All right, so my mom picked this book, and this is the color, and thankfully it is on the cover. So for the red roll, the first prompt for Chelsea's game is Mystery at Maplemead Castle, and I don't have to divide and get a book to fit the colors. Yay, happy. Roll number 2 landed on orange, and so for this one, Chelsea has a TBR box. So the cards that her son drew from indicate the number of draws that she has to pull from this box, and then Chelsea picks a book out of the ones that she drew. So for this one, I am going with, I just picked 5 books at random. And so these are the 5 books. I have picked Thomas Harris, The Silence of the Lambs. This is book number 2 in the Hannibal Lecter series. 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews, which this is the selection for Autism Reads, so I'm hoping that gets picked. So this, and I'm going in order. So 1, 2, book number 3 option is Scarred by Emily McIntyre. This is book number 3 in the Never After series. It's a fractured fairy tale. Option number 4 is Cass by AK Landow. This is book number 3 in the City of Sisterly Love. This is a spicy romance. And then I'm going, option number 5 is Stolen Air by Sofie Lark, and this is book number 2 in the Brutal series or something. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, so 1 is on the bottom, 5 is on the top. Computer, pick a random number between 1 and 5.
Here's a number between 1 and 5. It's 4.
Okay. Okay, so number 4 from the bottom is this one, which is Cass, which is City of Sisterly Love, book 3. So I'm excited to get to this one. Now, let's draw a color and see kind of where we're at with things. Let's go with this one. Oh, I don't think, oh wait, is this on there? Okay, so this is kind of an orange color, and it's number 152. It's on here. It is on here. So in the background, so you have Cass and her male love interest, and there's a skyline back here. There's lights, and this color is in those lights there. This is working out so good. Okay, so prompt and color. So that's how I made that work. So because I don't have a TBR box, I just did the random number from 1 to 5. As you heard, the dot selected number 4, and that was this one. So this is the selection. Oh, you know what? I didn't read. Let's go back to the first one because I didn't read this to you. Maplemead Castle is crawling with ghosts, and the new owners need them gone. When Melody Bittersweet and the girls' ghost-busting agency arrive on scene, they quickly identify the troublemakers swinging from the chandeliers, literally. A century ago, stunning trapeze artist Brittana Lavelle plunged to her death and has done every night since. But did she really just fall, or was there something more to her demise? Forced to work with Leo Dark, her scoundrel ex, and infuriating, irresistible reporter Fletcher Gunn, Melody's investigative powers are under storm, i.e. lost in a pink mist of lust and confusion. She needs her team on top form, but best friend Marina's cake pipeline goes AWOL. Assistant Artie's distracted by a giant sausage roll, and the pug is scared witless by a lion. Somewhere hidden in the castle is a heartbreaking secret, but what will it take to find it? And is there a chance it could set Brittana free, or is she doomed to repeat her last fateful act forever? So, again, this one was my mom pick. All right, now back to the current prompt, which was the orange roll, which was the one with the random number. Cass, City of Sisterly Love, Book 3 by AK Landow. Cassandra Blackstone is everyone's, and these are companion books, but you really do need to read them in order. So, let's see. Cassandra is everyone's favorite funny sidekick from Knight and Dr. Harley, which are the first 2 books. Doesn't she also deserve a happily ever after? Not so fast. She's been in a secret relationship with her best friend's stepson, Trevor Knight, who happens to be nearly half her age, so we have an age gap romance here. She's happy to keep things secretive and casual, but he wants more. She can't let him sacrifice his future, and she can't lose the only family she's ever known. Cassandra has spent a lifetime battling demons we finally get to understand. The walls she's built are there for a reason. Trevor is determined to help her break down those walls and overcome her fears in the process. Their relationship blooms into something very unexpected. What happens when you put together 2 highly sexual jokesters? You get a lot of laughs and a lot of steam, and this is a very steamy series, so definitely have to be 18 or older. Trevor and Cassandra don't disappoint on any front. The entire Knight, Lawrence, and Cooper crew are back for the unforgettable 3rd installment of the series. Okay, so roll number 3 that Chelsea and her son got was blue, and this is a poll pick. I'm not doing a poll pick because I want the books picked now. So what they do is they draw a card to determine what the poll pick prompts are based off of. So they drew the color orange, which was the TBR box again. And the number that was drawn was 2, so she drew 2 cards. So let me pick. All right, so I have a stack here of books, 2 of which are on my TBR that I need to get and haven't got on yet. These others are from the other prompts that I'm just going to pick 2 out of. So I'm going to go with The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri. This is a book club pick, so I'm going to go with this one, and let's go with one that's not, let's go with the Fear Street because it's thin. So I'm going to say Heads is the smaller book because it's the smaller part of your body, and Tails is going to be this bigger book. So computer, heads or tails?
Okay. You got heads.
Yes, heads. Okay, I'm happy it's a smaller book, but I still need to get this on there. But I'm happy to have a Fear Street book. So, The Sleepwalker by RL Stine. Don't listen to the stories they tell you about Fear Street. Wouldn't you rather explore it yourself and see if its dark terror and unexplainable mysteries are true? You're not afraid, are you? Somebody help. Don't let me sleepwalk again. 1 week after she starts her summer job on Fear Street with old Mrs. Kotler, Maehrer Barnes begins to sleepwalk. How terrifying to wake up outdoors in the middle of the night and not know where she is. Maehrer becomes even more terrified when she discovers Mrs. Kotler may be a witch. Is the old woman casting a spell on Maehrer to make her sleepwalk? To add to Maehre's horror, she is being followed by a menacing stranger who seems to recognize her, but she's never seen him in her life. Maehre's sleepwalking is leading her into more and more peril. She soon realizes she must take action. She must find out what is happening to her, or she may never leave Fear Street alive. So that's the book. Now, let's get the color and see if it's on this book or if I've got to get a different book. Let's go with this one. Okay, this is not on the cover. Tangerine, number 15-1247. Yeah, there's no orange on here. So, yeah, okay. So we'll do that for this one. You know what? I'm going to do the book club book because there is... This color is in the shading of here in the fire. So yeah, this is definitely on here. So I'm going to get this on while I can. So The Gems Enthroned, this is book number 1 in a series. Trapped by her despotic brother within the crumbling walls of an ancient temple, Princess Malini dreams of vengeance. And I don't know if I said that right. Forced to disavow her birthright and her power because of her past, maid-servant Priya dreams of freedom. In a world beset by wild magic and turbulent uprising, their destinies will become irrevocably tangled, and together they will set an empire ablaze. And if I remember right, I think one of the tags for this was LGBT, but I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So, ended up with both heads and tails on that one then. So there's the color pick. All right, roll number 4 was blue again. So another poll pick. Again, I'm going to do a heads or tails situation. So the color that she drew to base the prompt off of, oh, I got to get a book, is a graphic novel or a comic. I'm going to come back to this one because I didn't grab graphic novels or comics. I got to go grab some. So, and... You know what, let me go do that right now. I'll be right back. All right, I went and grabbed 2 comics graphic novels. Whew, out of breath. Had to run up 2 flights of stairs and down. Holy heck. I'm going with the Babysitter's Club graphic novel. So the Babysitter's Club was originally written by Anne M. Martin. Whew. This graphic novel artwork is done by Raina Telgemeier. This one is number 4 in the series, and this one is Claudia and the Mean Janine, I'm thinking. So, I think for heads or tails, I'm going to use this one because it's just people on here, and you'll understand why. For the tails option, I'm going with Katie the Catsitter because there's a bunch of cat tails on this because there's a bunch of cats. Both of these are middle grade. This is book number 1 in this series. This is by Colleen A.F. Venable and Stephanie Yu. I don't know who wrote it, and I don't know which one did the artwork. So, all right. So heads will be Babysitter's Club. Tail will be Katie the Cat Sitter. Computer, heads or tails?
Okay. You got tails.
Okay. Katie the Cat Sitter it is. This one says, Katie is dreading the summer ahead. Well, her best friends will be away at camp, but when Katie gets a job cat sitting for her upstairs neighbor Madeline, things get interesting. For starters, Madeline has 217 cats, and they're not exactly regular cats. Plus, Madeline only seems to go out exactly when the Mousetress, the city's most notorious villain, commits a crime. Could it be that Katie's neighbor is really a supervillain, and that it's up to Katie to wrangle a whole lot of wayward cats, save a best friendship, and crack the biggest story in the city's history? All right, let's draw the color and see if this color is on the cover. There are a lot of colors on the cover of Katie the Cat Sitter. Ooh, I don't know if this one's on there. This is a green willow bow, I don't know. I've heard it pronounced both ways, so I'm not quite sure, but this is kind of an olive green, or at least looks olive green in the light. Number 18-0119 is the number. There's green on one of her shoes, and no, the green on her shoe is like more of a bright green. So this color is not on this. So this will be the comic or graphic novel. Now, let me find a book that has this green on here. Now out of the stack of books, -1, we'll get to that the next prompt. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books here. No. Yeah, the green is not on there. There is no green on this. Okay, now there is green on this. English Trifle by Josi S. Kilpack. There's green here. And it's a match. So I'm gonna go with this. So there's green, kind of like sprig leaves, mint leaves there, and that green does appear to be in there. So the color that will fit this is for English Trifle by Josi S. Kilpack. This is number 2 in a Sweet Tooth culinary murder mystery. This is a murder mystery series. The main protagonist is older. I don't remember, 50s, maybe 60s. High crimes at high tea. Things to do in England. Visit Westminster Abbey, the Tower of London, and the London Zoo. Take the Jack the Ripper tour. Creepy. Sample authentic English scones and crumpets. Discover a dead body. What begins as a holiday trip for amateur sleuth and cooking aficionado Sadie Hoffmiller and her daughter Brianna turns into a bizarre mystery when they discover a dead body in the sitting room of an English manor. Brianna's boyfriend Liam is heir to both the family title and the family estate of Southgate, where everyone seems to have a secret or two. When the body of the sitting room disappears, Sadie and Brianna are stranded at the estate until the police can clear them to leave. With their departure delayed, they might as well solve the murder. Armed with a jogging whistle, her personal recipe collection, and an unfailing sense of American justice, Sadie begins her own investigation to find the killer. But as Sadie uncovers layer after layer of misdirection, secrets, and outright lies, she wonders if anyone is telling the truth, or if the case is really as hopeless as it appears to be. Take a missing family history, toss in a secret romance mix with mysterious murder, and this is one vacation Sadie will never forget. And this author is local to Utah. So I'm excited for that one. Okay. The last roll that Chelsea and her son did landed them on purple, and this is to read a book. When the card was drawn, the prompt that was drawn for this one was gifted, so a book that is gifted. I am going with, because I do want to get this one, and it's short. This is Gideon's Gift, so a gift is involved in it, but this was gifted to me for my birthday from a good... Alright, so this is the second time we got Show Love. So again, another booktuber I'm drawing from my jar here. Same thing, I'll watch their game and then we'll see what prompts they are, and then I'll pick the colors. So, Maehrer, Post-its and pens. So, I am so behind on my TBR games. She does a wheel, so let me... pull up her channel. And I haven't watched this one yet. I thought I just saw January Makeup Basket and Plan That Palette intro. I thought I saw, yes, so this will be based off of her January one. Wheel chooses my January TBR. So, okay, we'll do Maehren's as well. And I will link both of these channels in the description box. So, and she is a teacher, if I remember right. So I am so behind on videos, on watching other people's videos. So I'm gonna watch, see what prompts she gets, and then I'll come back, we'll pick the colors for the prompts, and I'll tell you what the prompts are, and then I will get the books for those prompts. So, yeah, so I will be back in a minute again. Friend, so I want to read this one. This was written by Karen Kingsbury. This is a Christian Christmas fiction. 10 years later, Big Earl meets Gideon, a 7-year-old leukemia patient who believes with all her heart that Christmas means never having to ask God how much he loves us. Gideon is determined to reach this lonely and hurting man who hates Christmas. And he is just as determined to rebuff her. It will take a miracle for Earl to come to understand the true meaning of Christmas. But if he can accept what Gideon wants to give him, he might find that he can return the favor with a precious gift of his own. So, all right, now let's draw the color and see if this color is on the cover. Let me flip this cover back over so I can see kind of what's on there. All right, not looking at the cards. This one. No, it's not on here. Petit 4, number 144516. There is no blue on this cover, so this works for gifted. Now I need to find a book that has this color. So let's look out of my stack here. I want to look at this one, Stolen Air by Sofie Lark. This is book number 2 in the Brutal series. Is that what that's called? Brutal Birthright. Yes. So there is a bunch of blue around this gal. And this blue is, it's harder to see on here, but it is in some of the shading here and in her suit here a bit. So it is in here. Okay, I'm excited to get back with these characters. This is a mafia romance, by the way. So this is dark. Nessa Griffin leads a lonely life, too compassionate and gentle for the underworld business she grew up in. She fills no role in her family's mafia empire, struggling to prove herself both at home and in her highly competitive ballet corps. Mikolaj Wilk is the most vicious gangster in Chicago, and he's hell-bent on revenge. His adoptive father saved him from the streets of Warsaw, only to die at the hands of the Griffins. As part of his vengeance, Mikolaj, I'm guessing is how it's said. Anyway, he abducts Nessa, holding her captive in his moldering Gothic mansion. She might not deserve to pay for her family's crimes, but in this world, the wolves eat the lambs, no matter how gentle and innocent they may be. But even as Mikolaj plots the destruction of everything the Griffins hold dear, he finds himself fixated on his captive, wanting this ballerina to dance only for him. Meanwhile, Nessa finds herself lost in the growing tension between her and her kidnapper. Their twisted relationship building in new, terrifying ways. He is the beast to her beauty, but can Nessa find the man inside before he gives into his hunger? So yeah, this does get dark and it does get very steamy. And the cool thing with this one by Sofie Lark is there are pictures. Like here she is posing and, you know, she does have her costume on a little bit, but it's just from her arms up. So yeah, so there are pictures in here and some of them do get, at least in the first one, steamy. I don't know if some of these pictures are going to get kind of steamy in this or not. Yes. Because there's a steamy kiss there. Oh yeah, they do get steamy. So anyway, so this will fit for the colors. So that's all the prompts for Chelsea's game. So that is 5 prompts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 5 books, plus I had to split the color 3 times. So 8, I'm ending up with 8 books for her. I think this brings me to 18 total for my game. Anyway, so these are the books. Have you read any of these books or books from any of these authors? Let me know in the comment section below. And I've got one more game to do. All right, so as you can see, we got show love again. So I drew out Marin's channel, which is Post-its and pens. And yes, she is still a teacher. She does makeup stuff, teaching stuff, and book stuff. So she does a couple of different things. So it's not just a book channel. So she does like a wheel of TBR. She pulls out prompts, puts them on the wheel. The one thing with hers, with the exception that I'm making for me using her prompts, she spins 5 times. If she lands on the same color, like let's say red, and then the second time she lands on red, the second time she lands on red, she ignores the prompt and instead pulls a book out of her TBR jar. Since I do not have a TBR jar, I have paid attention to the prompt, so I will still go with the prompt. So I'm just going with the prompts and not the colors. So she's got 5 prompts. So I've got 5 prompts. I still have to pick the colors. All right. So this is at least another 5 more books, if not more. So yes, I did pay attention. So at least 5 more books. We'll still pick the colors and see if I can just do 5 more books or if it's going to be more than 5 more books on my TBR. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So prompt number 1 was to read a book with an object on the cover. Now I'm going with books that I pulled from when I did Chelsea's TBR game for the options. So I still have those. I still need to get my Autism Read selection on here. So hopefully I will. So out of these selections here, and there's 2 books I pulled from my shelf. Object on the cover, that one would work. I think, you know, I really want to read this, so I'm going to go with this one, which is Scarred by Emily McIntyre. This is book number 2 in the Never After series. This is a fractured fairy tale. These are dark. These are the villain's story. It is not an origin story. It's not a retelling or anything like that. Okay. Prince Tristan Fassa was never destined for the throne. That was always his brother Michael, the same brother responsible for both Tristan's tormented childhood and the scar that mars his face. When their father dies, Michael is set to assume the throne, and Tristan is set to steal it. The leader of a secret rebellion, Tristan will stop at nothing to end his brother's reign. But when Michael's new betrothed, Lady Sarah Betrow, arrives, Tristan finds himself in the middle of a new kind of war, the kind that begs the question of what's more important, the crown or the woman about to wear it. Sarah, I think I said Sarah just because I'm thinking of Lion King, because this is a fractured fairy tale of the Lion King. So I'll just say Sarah. Sarah has one plan: marry the king and eradicate the Fassa line, even at the risk of her own peril. But she never expects the scarred prince. He's dangerous, forbidden, and one of the men she's been sent to kill. But the line between hatred and passion has never seemed so thin, and as secrets come to light, Sarah grows unsure of whom she can trust, torn between vengeance and the villain she was never supposed to love. Look up trigger warnings. The author does recommend going in blind as far as the content warning goes, but if you do have stuff that's particularly bothersome to you, you can go to her website and look up the content warnings, and these are sexually explicit, okay? So I'm going to do this one for object on the cover because it is a crown on the cover. Now that I've picked that, let's pick the color and see if I have to add another book or if the color is on this cover. Let's go with this one right on top. Nope, this color is not on there. Number 635, this is a blue. There is no blue on here. So, all right. Now I do have this. I can see a blue shirt or vest here. Yep, that matches. So that blue is in Claudia's vest there. So I'm going to count this one. So the Babysitters Club, Claudia and the Mean Janine, I'm guessing is how that is said. So this Babysitters Club was originally written by Anne M. Martin. This is a graphic novel version, and the art for this one is Raina Telgemeier. It does switch to another artist later on, but I'm not sure what book number it is. And this is number 4 in the graphic novel version of the Babysitters Club. So this one will work for the color. And I actually feel fine with that because the graphic novels, it can get done in one sitting. So, okay, prompt number 2 that Marin got was a mystery. Now, this happened to be the same color. So this is the one where on her game, she's going with a TBR jar, but I am going with the prompt. So she ignored the mystery prompt. I am going with the mystery prompt. Okay. I'm wondering if one of these, this one I know is like a, romance. This they have for a book club. This, I'm wondering if this one's a mystery. Okay, let me look at these 3. So I'm pulling up Goodreads. I'm going to try this one first. I don't think this one is. 1,000 Perfect Notes. There it is, by C.G. Drews. The genre is No, this is a contemporary, I know it's a young adult, a contemporary romance. Okay, so I can't do that one. All right, let's look at this book club book 1, House of Cotton. By Monica Brashears. Horror, fiction, mystery. So mystery, it has mystery in here. It also has Southern Gothic, so this is a horror mystery. So I could count this. Another book club one that I have to try to get to is Sula. I have that one on my shelf, but that's a classic historical fiction that might work for a different prompt. And then let me double check The Silence of the Lambs. I'm guessing it's going to be the same thing where this one's a horror. This one's a horror thriller mystery. So I am going to go with my book club one, House of Cotton, for the mystery. It is, the horror is the main genre, but it does have a subgenre of mystery, so I'm saying that counts. So it's a horror mystery, so I do say that counts. And again, by Monica Brashears. 19 years old, broke and effectively an orphan, Magnolia doesn't have much to look forward to. She feels stuck and haunted by her overdrawn bank account, by her predatory landlord, by the ghost of her late grandmother, Mama Brown. One night, while working at her dead-end gas station job, a mysterious, slick stranger named Cotton walks in and offers to turn Magnolia's luck around with a lucrative modeling job at his family's funeral home. Magnolia accepts, but despite things looking up, Magnolia's problems fatten along with her wallet. When Cotton's requests become increasingly weird, Magnolia discovers there's a lot more at stake than just her rent. Sharp as a belted knife, the sly social commentary, okay, it cuts, and then it's just about the writing. So, House of Cotton by Monica Brashears. This is a book club read that I hope to get to. Now, let's see what color I draw and hope that the color is on this cover. So, let's go with this one. Oh, I don't know. I don't think this is on here. This is Red Plum, number 192025. You know what? Yes, I am going to say it works. Okay, because there's a heart here. And there's veins in the heart. And the veins are a darker red. And they are very, very, very close to this. So I'm going to say that counts. Like, it's maybe a shade or two off. But then there's also some shading. And so it's pretty close in the shading here. So I'm going to say it counts. So, yay. All right, prompt number 3 that she got was historical. This one I know what I'm going to do. This is another book club book. And I'm probably going to have to do a second book because unless I get one of these 2 colors on this cover or 3 if I look at the spine, yeah. But this is a classic historical fiction, and that is Sula by Toni Morrison. 2 girls grow up to become women, 2 friends who become something worse than enemies. In this brilliantly imagined novel, Nobel Prize laureate Toni Morrison tells the story of Nell Wright and Sula Peace, who meet as children in the small town of Medallion, Ohio. Their devotion is fierce enough to withstand bullies and the burden of a dreadful secret. It endures even after Nell has grown up to be a pillar of the black community and Sula has become a pariah. But their friendship ends in an unforgivable betrayal, or does it end? Terrifying, comic, ribald, and tragic, Sula is a work that overflows with life. So, sounds really good. I'm hoping one of the colors, I'm very doubtful that one of these colors will pop up. Looking to the side here. All right, let's just go with this one. Yeah, nope, that's not on here. Definitely not. So, Winter Wheat is the color that I pulled. number 141119. Again, I just try to get as close as I can. As you can see, this color is not on the cover. So, historical fiction. As far as this, it's definitely not on this. Not, I'm going to say no. No. Okay, let me see what I've got on my shelf behind me. Okay, I am going to have to go find a book. I was looking at the new releases I've got on my shelf that I have yet to haul. I'm going to have to find one that matches this. If I can't, then it's a punishment book and all of that. So, I will let you know, but let's go ahead and move on to prop number 4, which was Mount TBR, which is her Mountain of TBR. This is basically something that she already owns, a book from her physical TBR stack. This one I am going to go, you know what? Shoot. Let's put on 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews because I need to get this one for Autism Reads on here. Beck's mother, a once famous pianist, lives out her shattered dreams through her son, crushed by her violence and forced to play the piano until his hands bleed. Beck is broken until August comes along. August, with her bare feet and doodled hands. August, fiercely protective of those in need. Can she help Beck unlock his own music and say all the things he's never said? So, yeah, this is the selection for February for Autism Reads. The Discord link to the Discord channel for this read along is always in the description box. This is one that I host, so this is the selection for February. So, book from physical TBR pile. I'm going to count that. Again, this one's going to be very specific. It's going to have to be a black, a white, or a red. So, or maybe kind of like a pink. If it's not any of those, I'm going to have to get another book. Let's go with this. Yeah, I'm going to have to get another book. So this is Moonrock, number 17120. So now I've got 2 that I've got to go look for. So I'm just going to set that one kind of off to the side here. All right, so the last one she did was Treat Your Shelf. And I am not going to do that. I'm just going to go with my book that's been newly acquired. I mean, I am going to buy more books this month. That's just what I do. It's what I love to do. So, but I'm planning on going towards the end of the month or sometimes later towards the end of February, mid-February or something. So I'm not sure when I'm going to buy something. So I'm just going to go with something that I've already bought that's a very recent purchase, like within the last week. And for that, I'm going to go ahead and go with Counting the Cost, a memoir by Jill Duggar. Now, I have not watched, I know there's a reality show with the Duggars on there. I have not watched any of that. But this is a book club read for a nonfiction selection, so I still want to participate in the book club. So this is the selection for February. I know nothing about any of the Duggars, but I guess I will learn. So, newly acquired, this literally arrived like 2 days ago, so I'm counting this. Now, let's go ahead and I've got a few more color options to use that I can go with. That gray one, this Moonrock gray, would have worked for counting the cost, but nope, I can't use that one. All right, let's just go with this one. Oh, I don't think this is on here either. Fir, this is a green, like the fir tree type of a thing. Number 18-5621. No. I mean, she has brown pants, a blue sweater. He's got blue jeans, a white shirt. This color's not on there. So that's 3 additional books I'm going to have to find. So let me look. So those are the prompts. I've pulled brought 2 more books down when I was going through Chelsea's ones as options. So let me see if, so the Silence of the Lambs, this color is not there. Neither is Moonrock nor Fir. Okay. These colors are not there. We can't keep meeting like this. Winter Wheat, no. There is like no gray. Well, no, there is a gray on here. But that's a really light. This is like several shades too light. He's got gray shoes on, but it's like several shades different. And there is no green on this cover. So I will keep these two books down here. I'll take them back up to my room tonight, but I'll keep these two books down there in case I can't find a book in my room that has to fit these, because then I'll be a punishment. So it'll be a book to represent what would have been the color, and then a punishment, and these can be the punishment books if it comes to that. So let me go see what I can find, and then I'll come back and update you. And hopefully I will have found 3 different books that match these colors. So yeah, I'll let you know. I'll be back in just a second. So this one was for number 3, which was Sula, which was a historical. So again, this one fits the historical prompt. The color that I drew was Winter Wheat, which is number 14-1119. I'm gonna go with this one. Thankfully, I found a book that has this color, or looks like it has this color, and that is the Readaholics and the Falcon Fiasco. This is a cozy mystery written by Laura De Silvero, and it is a book club mystery series. So this color, there's a book on here open. It's along the edges there, and then in the couches here, there's some, it's like a floral type pattern, and in the shading this does appear. So this color is on the cover. Amy Faye has always loved her idyllic Rocky Mountain town of Heaven, Colorado. Her event planning business is thriving. Her fellow book-obsessed readaholics are great, and her parents live only a few blocks away. I've got cat hair there. Okay. But lately, her hometown has felt a little less heavenly. First, she agrees to plan a wedding without realizing the groom is her ex-boyfriend. Then Ivy, one of her fellow readaholics, dies suddenly under mysterious circumstances. The police rule Ivy's death a suicide by poisoning, but Amy Faye and the remaining readaholics suspect foul play. Amy Faye soon discovers that Ivy was hiding dangerous secrets and making deadly enemies. Taking a page from her favorite literary sleuths, Amy Faye is determined to find the real killer and close the book on the case, but finding the truth could spell her own ending. So, the Readaholics and the Falcon Fiasco. So, there is no way I'm getting to all the books that you will have seen in this video. There's just no way. Okay, so a book from my physical TBR, I went ahead and added my Autism Reads selection. So again, that's 1,000 Perfect Notes by C.G. Drews. The color that I drew that is definitely not on that is Moon Rock. And this is number 17-1210. The book that I think has this color on here is a historical fiction, The Irishman's Daughter by V.S. Alexander. As you can see, there's rocks there, and I think in various shadings this color is on those rocks. So I am counting this on here. Ireland, 1845. To Brianna Walsh, no place on earth is more beautiful than Cartwidge County, Mayo, with its sloping fields and rocky cliffs perched above the wild Atlantic. The small farms that surround the centuries-old Lear house are managed by her father, agent to the wealthy, reckless Sir Thomas Blakely. Tenant farmers sell the oats and rye they grow to pay rent to Sir Thomas, surviving on the potatoes that flourish in the remaining scraps of land. But when the potato crop falls prey to a devastating blight, families Brianna has known all her life are left with no food, no resources, and no mercy from the English landowner, who seems indifferent to everything except profit. Rory Caulfield, the hard-working young farmer Brianna hopes to marry, shares the locals' despair and their anger. There's talk of violent reprisals against the callous gentry and their agents. Brianna's studious older sister, Lucinda, dreams of a future far beyond Mayo. But even as hunger and disease settle over the country, killing and displacing millions, Brianna knows she must find a way to guide her family through one of Ireland's darkest hours, toward hope, love, and a new beginning. So, The Irishman's Daughter. This sounds really, really good. All right, and then the last prompt was treat yourself. I just did one of my newest acquired books, and this is for a nonfiction read along that we're doing. The selection for February is Counting the Cost by Jill Duggar. This is a memoir. I know nothing about the Duggars. I never watched the show, didn't have an interest in it. So yeah, it's just a memoir. And the color that I drew was Fir, F-I-R, and it's number 18-5621. So it's kind of this green color. And the book that I'm picking to go with this color is The Little Village of New Starts by Donna Ashcroft. There's some darker greens right in here and over in here. So it looks like this color is very close, if not spot on. So I'm going with this book. And this is an adult romance, mild on the spice. There is a little bit of spice in some of the books that she's done, not in all of them. So we'll see what this one is. So a totally heartwarming romance about new beginnings. Evie is playing it safe. She lives on her family's farm in the Scottish Highlands and never ventures beyond the local village. The most unpredictable events in her life are the antics of her grandmother Agnes's pygmy goat. She's learned that bad things happen when she's impulsive, and she's determined not to get burned again. Callum is exactly the opposite of what Evie needs. 6'2" of reckless energy with twinkling eyes and a dangerously charming smile. He's a thrill-seeking American firefighter. Callum enters Lockton like a whirlwind, fleeing his problems in New York City in search of the truth about his family. Yet the pair might have more in common than they think. When Agnes persuades her to help Callum find his grandfather, Evie finds herself being challenged more than she has in years. Turns out it's easy for Evie and Callum to connect when they let go of their fears and enjoy the most surprising summer of their lives. But getting close to Callum so quickly soon starts to look like it might ruin everything for Evie. She's heading for a disaster, exactly like the one that destroyed her a year ago when she fell for the wrong man. Maybe a fresh start isn't going to be so simple after all. Is the safe haven Evie's built about to crumble down around her? So, these are the rest of the books on my TBR. So, let's see. That is, I've got them all written down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 without this stack. Oh my gosh, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting to all of these books, but again, just as a reminder, there's no punishment for ever not completing a TBR, and this takes from over 1,000 of unread books to choose from to a much more manageable selection that I don't get so overwhelmed with all the selection of what to pick. So this narrows it down. So in this case, to 27 books to choose from for the month rather than over 1,000. So much more manageable, not quite as overwhelming. So let me know, have you read from any of the books or any of the authors mentioned in this video? Is there something that you're looking forward to reading in the month of February? Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.